Welcome to the Times Are Changing podcast. My name is Chase. I'm joined here with Zach. We are the COO and CEO of Golden Aspect. This is a podcast about cutting-edge strategies in digital and social media marketing.
In today's episode, we explore the new Reels feature added to Instagram, which is very similar to creating a TikTok, and how best to take advantage of it for your business. Without any further ado, let's jump right in.
So we knew this was coming, or we had a thought that this was coming, and Instagram recently just launched a new feature called Instagram Reels, which you may have heard about. It's been pretty widely covered. It's been a big deal. Obviously, there's been a lot of news recently about TikTok in the United States and a potential ban, although our theory is that something will happen. Some company will purchase it or something. I'm guessing it's going to stick around, probably Microsoft. But with that said, Instagram didn't stop Instagram from making their own clone of TikTok, and that's where this Instagram Reels feature fits in. So it's built natively into the Instagram app in a pretty compelling way. It's in the Explore tab, and basically this is just Instagram's take on TikTok. It's very, very similar in just about every way. And it's basically meant to sort of do the same thing that they did with Snapchat stories and copy them over to Instagram. So this is a really, really interesting sort of additional feature that we're really curious to see how it's going to play out, especially given that TikTok is like a security concern for a lot of people, whether people are going to move to Instagram because of the security of it, because of people are just already comfortable with Instagram, or if TikTok's going to still reign as the primary platform for this type of content. So this is a really, really interesting time right now as far as social media goes, and seeing where sort of the primary platform for social media, how that evolves. Because there's a pretty good chance that if Instagram manages to have these Reels take off and sort of take over TikTok, that will be the social media platform. They'll pretty much have everything included. So we're really curious to see what happens.
Yeah, there's obviously like a massive potential here, especially on the business side of things. I know a lot of people, both personally and business-wise, were very wary of TikTok for all of the fairly obvious security concerns that come along with the app. But Instagram has basically completely duplicated it on a platform that the vast majority of people who use social media basically see as more trustworthy than TikTok. So they've essentially taken the viral nature and the ideas behind TikTok that make it so popular right now, and they've put it behind a platform that people aren't going to have any issue or qualms about using. Really, there's no excuse now to not be taking advantage of this type of content that seems to be doing so well across the board, from personal branding standpoint all the way to opportunities for your business. So with that in mind, this episode is basically just going to sort of outline everything that Reels is about. Like we said, it's basically a carbon copy of TikTok, but there are a few differences that we want to highlight, and also how you can best take advantage of this new system in Instagram.
So a couple of just practical notes on Reels so you have a better idea of how they work. So they're very similar to TikToks, with one exception, in that they can only post up to 15 seconds right now. On TikTok, you can post up to a full minute. We expect this to get longer over time. Typically, that's what happens. Stories went from 6 seconds to 15. We expect that feature to be added later. But for right now, they're only 15 seconds, so it's a bit of a bummer. But all the Reels have to be under 15 seconds. They show up in both your profile, your following tab, and the Explore page. So if you post a Reel, you can have an option to share it to your feed, and it will actually show up for your followers there. You also, once you post your first Reel, it's going to show up in a separate tab on your Instagram profile. Just like if you post an Instagram TV video, you'll see an extra tab there. So they're kind of kept separate from your normal post. It's not included in your regular Instagram feed, but it is there, and it is another tab that people can click on, and they can go to watch your Reels that you posted. As far as the Explore page goes, if you have your Instagram app updated and you go to the Explore page, chances are you'll see a big sort of square that says Reels. You're going to have just a random video playing. If you click on that, you'll be able to just scroll down infinitely and see more. As of right now, there's no way to sort through those. Although anyone that you're following that posts Reels, obviously you'll see on your main feed. But the Reels feature is just sort of something you find in the Explore page, and you just kind of scroll down and you get what you get. And this is a really good way right now to sort of see what other people are posting and get a feel. I think the landscape for Instagram Reels is still being sort of set out right now because no one's really created any trends.
Yeah, when you're scrolling through Reels on the Explore page, if you spend any time on TikTok, you'll notice some pretty distinct parallels right there. It basically is the homepage of TikTok when you're scrolling through Reels on the Explore page. So again, Instagram trying to take advantage of everything that TikTok is bringing to the table right now in terms of its massive user base and viral aspect to the type of content that they're putting out. Now, actually making one of these Reels is it's really quite simple and actually quite reflective of the way you would make a TikTok. If you want to create a Reel, you can go ahead and just swipe right from your main feed screen, basically like you were going to create a story on Instagram. And along the bottom there, you will see actually a couple different options. It was previously just stories and live to go live. And if you swipe along the bottom, you will now see a Reels option. So you can shoot a story, you can go live, or you can shoot a Reel. And the editing situation for Reels is fairly intuitive and, like I said, mirrors TikTok pretty exactly. So you can choose to upload a full video to post to a Reel. You can choose to upload individual clips from your phone's camera roll, which you can then edit and splice together in the Reel editor in the app, which is a new thing for Instagram, but pretty cool. Or you can also choose to just directly shoot your own content from that editor screen using your phone's camera. Once you've got all of your content decided in the Reels editor, you also have the option to choose tons of different effects that you can actually apply to individual clips. These effects come directly from Instagram, in addition to creators all across the world can create their own effects and upload it to the library, and that's something that you're going to have access to be using on any individual clips in your Reel. You also have access to the new Instagram Music Library. Obviously, one of the staples of TikTok videos has proven to be using popular songs that everybody knows and making sure that your videos are accompanied to those songs. Instagram wanted to tailor this situation, and by doing so, they created the Instagram Music Library. Basically, what it does is from directly within the editor, you are able to search for and use basically any popular song that you might hear on the radio these days to accompany your Reels and match them up directly within the editor. So all of this is built to mimic TikTok, but it's a fairly intuitive process, and this definitely sets a new standard for Instagram in terms of in-app editing capabilities.
So one thing we just want to note about Reels is that in terms of building engagement on them and getting traction, Instagram is really smart in the way that they show up in your followers' feed. This is the way that the majority of your initial views are going to come. And so it really helps to have a big following already on Instagram. This goes back to what we've been saying for a long time about being active on social media. But the more followers that you have, especially those that are engaged in your content, the more people are going to interact with your Reel from their main Instagram feed. And what that's going to do is increase the engagement on that Reel and help it be promoted organically. And that's going to increase your organic reach. If you have very little traction on your Instagram account, it's going to be more difficult to get those initial views, which is then going to tell Instagram that your video is worth promoting. So it's really important that when you're posting these Reels that you're also just working on building your Instagram account, because the more followers and the more engagement you have on your page, the higher chance you have of one of these Reels going viral and doing really well and getting a lot of organic engagement.
This episode of Times Are Changing is brought to you by Golden Aspect, our company. We're a digital media and marketing agency that specializes in a one contact for everything social approach and completely integrated marketing campaigns.
We emphasize high touch, strong client relationships, and fully integrated marketing approaches. Each of our marketers are proficient in every service we offer and are reachable 7 days a week by text or call. This reliable communication and interaction with your business ensures your contact will be equipped to handle anything you need anytime you need it.
If you want to learn more about what Golden Aspect can do for your business or a friend's business, please feel free to check out our website, www.goldenaspect.com. That is www.goldenaspect.com.
1, 2.
So in order to take full advantage of Instagram Reels, it's best to be privy on what people are doing already. And a good way to start with this right now, especially because of the influence of TikTok, is to spend some time on TikTok looking around at those trends and what people are doing, and also looking just at the Instagram Reel page as well on your Explore tab. Just scrolling through, really try to get a sense for what people are doing. As time goes on, there will be more trends that are created specifically for Instagram Reels. Those will be great ones to jump on. Look specifically for the different types of sounds that people are using, the different types of music. Those are definitely a great way to increase your engagement. And another easy, just simple way to take advantage of these is to repost anything you have on TikTok onto your Reels. Now, if you aren't using TikTok for security reasons, now is the time to start using Instagram Reels, because there's absolutely no excuse at this point to be producing or to not be producing these types of videos, because TikTok, obviously, I understand the security concerns of it, but Instagram, everyone's on Instagram already. So this is a great opportunity for businesses, especially that were cautious about this before, to really get into this game and start producing this type of content, because these short videos are super popular right now, especially for younger demographics.
I just want to echo that point. There is no excuse anymore. This type of content is going viral all over the place. You've got kids on TikTok with 60 million followers. This is a really unique type of content and definitely something that you need to be taking advantage of. However, there is one limiting factor with Reels, and again, it is that 15-second limit, which means that whatever you're going to be posting with Reels needs to be really quick and incredibly engaging. I was reading a study earlier in the week that was talking about how the average attention span for somebody in Gen Z is 7 seconds. A lot of times on Instagram, it's shorter. So we always talk about making the first few seconds of videos and stuff on social media really, really engaging. When it comes to Reels, it's even more important, especially if you're trying to condense, say, a 60-second video into a 15-second video. So keep that in mind. It needs to be incredibly engaging. Take full advantage of every single second Instagram is giving you with their Reels. People like stuff that's quick. They like stuff that's engaging. They like stuff with music or sounds, like Chase was saying, that they can identify and relate to and understand. So be quick and don't be afraid to copy what works. Obviously, Instagram isn't afraid to copy what works. They've basically just taken TikTok and put it inside their app. So take a look at what other people are doing. Look at the trends on TikTok if you can identify those. And don't be afraid to just literally copy ideas that are doing well. There definitely isn't a stigma or anything around the idea of copying trends or copying video templates when it comes to these styles of videos. If anything, that's sort of how they grow and explode. So don't be afraid to take inspiration and just really make sure that every single second is as engaging as it can be.
Yeah, one thing I definitely want to echo is that idea of copying other people's ideas and copying trends. It's totally acceptable to copy, with your own spin on it, things that people have already done. If anything, it's better. That's a super big thing with these types of videos right now that might not be the same with other types of content. So taking advantage of existing trends with your own spin is totally acceptable and a great way to come up with content much easier. It's pretty easy to come up with ideas for these types of videos because you can just see what other people are doing and basically do a similar thing. That's like a totally viable strategy. Another really good way to just ensure that your video is engaging is you should just have a lot of cuts. And like Zach said, you should really be editing it down to the wire. Like, people can get a sense for what, a video clip is in half a second. It doesn't need to be a second and a half long. Like, you really want to be trimming down these videos to be as short as possible. If your video doesn't need to be 15 seconds, make it even shorter. Like, make the videos as quick and engaging as possible. And the more cuts you have, honestly, the better. People will just sit there and watch the more times you're cutting between different screens. So definitely keep that in mind when you're creating videos, that you should put a little bit of effort into it, especially when it comes to the editing portion, because it will pay off in terms of getting people to just sit there and engage with it a little bit longer. If you have effects, if you have quick cuts, if everything that you have on there is super important, then you're gonna have a higher chance of getting engagement. You also want to make sure that you're adding any text where it's relevant, adding text to explain what's happening, especially if you don't have any sound that's going to explain it. That's a really good thing to add as well, and just making sure that once you actually post this reel, that you're going to be promoting it in other places too. And there's one great way to do this that's native within the Reels feature, which is allowing it to repost to your story, which is just going to get it out there even further. Like I said, especially right now, building that engagement, putting it out on your story. It's also going to share to your feed. This is going to be a great way to get people to engage with it early on, and hopefully get enough views that Instagram will pick it up in their algorithm and start promoting it more.
Prior to Reels being introduced, we've mentioned this before, but Instagram has never been really into the whole virality nature of their content. It's all been very follower focused. But in taking from TikTok, Instagram has tried to make Reels basically the most widely accessible and easily promoted way to get content out there, to mirror that viral nature of TikTok. And this is why we harp on those quick cuts, making your stuff really engaging. If people are engaging with your Reels as soon as you post them or shortly after you post them, Instagram is going to be far more likely to take your Reels and begin promoting them on the Explore page, where basically most people will be going to view these Reels. Like we said earlier, if you want to look through them, go to the Explore page, click on one, and just start scrolling down. Well, what determines what you see when you're scrolling down? Well, it depends on how many people were engaging with those Reels and what percentage of people that saw it were actually engaging with it. So making sure that you're maximizing that engagement, like Chase said, posting your Reels to your story. You also have the option to send them in direct messages, and unlike TikTok, you also have the option to tag other relevant accounts in your Reels. Taking advantage of all of these different tools is going to give you the opportunity to hopefully start getting pushed on that Explore page by Instagram, where your content has the potential to reach massive new audiences outside of your own follower base.
As far as hashtags goes on these Reels, obviously the captions are short, just like they are on TikTok, so it's not using massive hashtag banks. We've seen a lot of people use the hashtag Reels. I would recommend putting that on your reel. It can't hurt, especially right now until we figure it out. I know on TikTok a lot of people use the For You page. There might be some hashtags that come out soon that are helpful in terms of promoting your account, but for right now, I would just use the hashtag Reels along with a couple of other relevant, bigger hashtags for your niche. So anything that's relevant to the video and ideally your business would be good. And really it's going to come down to mostly your followers engaging with it and helping that get promoted. But it helps Instagram sort it if you have a couple of relevant hashtags, and they can promote it in the right target audiences. So that's a good way as well. Obviously, when you're making those captions, really keep them short. This is TikTok, not Instagram. Don't make a super long caption. Really just one sentence is good. Obviously include emojis where relevant, and try to make it short and sweet, because these are quick videos. People are not there to read the caption, they're there to watch the video. But keep that in mind. Definitely add in a few hashtags, and as these Reels exist for a bit longer, we'll have a better sense of exactly how the algorithm works with it, and what hashtags really to use to maximize engagement. But right now we're not honestly entirely sure which ones are the best.
Yeah, this entire feature is less than a week old at the time this podcast is going to be posted. So obviously we will be keeping you posted on any new information that comes to light from our side of things regarding Reels, and making sure to take advantage of them to the absolute highest degree. But with that being said, just want to reiterate, at this point, guys, there is really no excuse not to be taking advantage of everything that Reels has to offer. The success of TikTok is really indisputable. They have over 1 billion active monthly users, and Instagram is obviously really trying to get in on some of that consumer base, especially if TikTok is to be banned in the United States, or just general security concerns in general. There's going to be a lot of people either switching over to Reels or reposting all of their content over there. So there is a huge opportunity right now to get in on literally the cutting edge of newest social media features. Our prediction is that Instagram Reels is going to take off, and a lot more people are going to be using it, and it's going to be a much higher utilized portion of Instagram than there might be elsewhere. So take that into account. Don't let this opportunity go to waste, and get started. This is brand new. Everybody's trying to figure it out. It's kind of exciting.
It is exciting. The other thing that's exciting from our perspective as advertisers is the opportunity to advertise on these. So as far as we're aware, the advertising features for these have not been fully fleshed out yet, but once they are, there's a pretty good opportunity that you're going to be able to run ads through Facebook directly to Reels and to make ads directly for Reels. This is an opportunity that you had on TikTok previously, but was never fully implemented. The TikTok advertising platform is not really that great. However, if Instagram does integrate advertising features into the Reels, that's going to be a huge, huge opportunity. So definitely stay tuned for that. When that happens, we will be all over that and with our clients and everything. So that's going to be a big opportunity to advertise on these, especially if they do become a core component of Instagram. There's going to be a really good opportunity to begin advertising. So we'll keep you posted on what happens with that. Like I said, everything is really new here, so it is exciting. And there's a lot of opportunity as a business. So if you're not making Reels, you really should be, because there's absolutely no excuse at this point. So we're excited to see. And if you need any help making Reels, definitely let us know, and we can help you.
And that's about where we're going to wrap things up. Make sure you follow us wherever you listen to podcasts. We upload weekly episodes every Tuesday. If you're interested in reading our newsletter, please visit our website at goldenaspect.com/timesarechanting. Once again, that is goldenaspect.com/timesarechanting. Thank you all so much for listening to this edition of the Times Are Changing podcast, and we will see you all next week.
If you enjoyed listening to this week's podcast, please check us out on social media, Instagram at Golden Aspect Media. If you want to learn more about what our company can do for your business, please check out our website, www.goldenaspect.com. We offer everything from content creation, social media account management, to digital ad marketing campaigns.
Look, if you made it this far, you're obviously interested in this stuff. And are you doing it? Is your company doing it? If you're not, you really should be, because you're missing out, and we're here to help. So send us a message, send us an email, give us a call. We'll be here, ready to help. Take care.